Hello everybody, my name's Nerdy Lover and welcome back to our channel for a monthly update for the month of October. Um, by and large, we turned a profit, but there's no getting around the disaster class that we showed in La Liga. We're going to quickly run through each of our four income streams, have a look at the progress chart as well, and see how our total tally compares to how much money we've taken out of the account. So across the month of October in the Premier League, across all of our bets, we managed to profit by £28.66. It's a bit of a turbulent month, and at some points we were the odds goal off. For example, this Brighton-Brentford game here, in that double, if that would have changed around, we would have, instead of taking £20 hit, we would have picked up 35, which dramatically changes the changes the income to 80 plus. But we were caught out a couple times. Forest Liverpool was another kind of mistake. The biggest mistake was either the 4-0 defeat that we took by going against Aston Villa or the 4-1 defeat that Chelsea did as well. But, week one we were doing okay. We turned a profit of £18. We had a perfect week two with our three selections. So by that, at the halfway mark of the month, we're up 70 quid. But the three subsequent weeks, we just never really quite found a good patch of form, tumbled down a little bit. But look, at the end of the day, we hit 58.8% of our bets. We turned £28 profit. And at the end of the day, profit is profit, and we can't really be too disappointed by that. But as we move on to La Liga, well, we can be disappointed. Minus £114. Basically, all of the good work we did across the other three streams were cut down by La Liga. 31% win rate will need to be addressed. If we actually look at the month, we got off to not a terrible start, but not a great start. We took a £20 hit in a double, and then we covered ourselves in the Celta Vigo game, so we're already kind of off to a losing start. In week two of the Premiership, we had a 100% winning record. In week two of La Liga, we had a 0%, and it actually took us 8 bets before we managed to pick up a measly £11. By that point, we were already down by almost £100 in total. We only picked up 4 wins across all of our selections on the 5-match weeks in the end. I'm not really sure where we can go from this perspective. I think I'm going to tighten up our selections in our Liga a bit. Maybe take 2 to 3 of the bets that I'm more confident on, and maybe cut a couple of the stakes in half for like little half stakes here and there, just until we find our feet in the couple of games that we have before the World Cup break. But look, you can't win them all, and that's why we have the different income streams. When we took the big loss in La Liga, we were compensated from the other divisions. So that was La Liga. Serie A, we did pretty well. £87.29, a 68.75% winning record. By and large, I've been pretty happy with myself in Serie A. Some of the odds are a little bit tighter when we come to games such as backing Juventus at 0.41, the Sassuolo Napoli game at 0.47. Laying Fiorentina at 0.64. So we could have made more profit here and there. But by and large, I've been pretty impressed with how we've done. And yeah, I don't think we need to really change anything about the way we're analysing games in Italy. But yeah, very happy with the Serie A, and there's not much I want to change there. Our fourth and final income stream was Other. We picked up £28.50 across our selections for a 58% win record. So as we scroll down to Other, we can see that the Champions League has done all right for us. We've cast our net quite wide. As you can see, we've had quite a lot of selections, whereas for most game weeks in the individual divisions, we're averaging between 3 and 4 bets. Because of the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, we're casting our net wide here with 6 selections there, 5 selections here. But again, there's not too much I would like to change. Man City cost us £20 here with their Riyad Mahrez missed penalty. Porto at the start of the month actually undid us right at the end of the game in a game where Bayer Leverkusen had 2 goals disallowed, so we feel a bit hard done by there. But by and large, I'm pretty happy with how we've been doing when we've been analysing the European fixtures. There's not too much I want to change there. So across the month, as we scroll up, across the month, we're ahead by 1.5 units, 29.53, 55% winning record. Okay, I'm not thrilled with that. Let's move over onto the net screen. As you can see here, we are up in total by 11.49 units. Okay, that is only £229, but you know what? That's still profit, and we're pretty happy with that. And as always, this is the mathematical sort of approach to our bookkeeping. The practical side of things is when our account pushes over our 200 balance, we take that money out and we record it here in this column. So let's look at the progress chart. So we can see we're at this point here. We are actually up £623.13, 91 days into our year-long battle to try and pick up some cash. We're a little bit below the target of 748 in order to hit £3,000 by the end of the year. If we pick up some form, great. If not, if we just can stay steadily under here and we hit like 2.5, 2.75K, still really happy with that. Obviously, we want to try and get this red line above the blue, but by and large, not too devastated by how things have been going here. Taking a look at the Premier League here, in the first month, we only profited by a measly £8.50. We improved things somewhat slightly in September up to 36.10, and we've kept things fairly consistent in month 3 in October with a 58% winning rate and £28.66 profit, which does mean in total across the season so far, 73.26 is our total Premiership profit. When we go to La Liga, we started off, it was the strongest of our opening months in August with £80. That came down a little bit in September to £55, and frankly, we did horrible in the month of October, minus £114 and 92 pence, 30% win rate, which does mean across the 3 months we are only up by £20, but that's why we cast our net wide, that's why we have 4 income streams, so when we do have a devastating month like we have in La Liga, our account is still pretty healthy. So we're hoping to improve that in November. One thing I would just have a look at here is the average odds column. We've not really changed the sort of odds that we're taking up in La Liga. Actually, we're starting to get a little bit tighter and a little bit more conservative as our results get worse. I think if I just tighten it up a little bit, it gets to the odds of 0.8, 0.9, so 4 to 5 or 9 over 10. We should start to see a bit of a increase in the amount of money that we're taking. And then hopefully in November, we can try and get this £21 total up. Going across to Serie A now, we've been fairly okay in Serie A. We started off with £50 profit in August, tightened up our range a little bit, and we did take a big hit of £88.70, but we've got almost all of that back in a redemption month. We tightened up our range, just like we hope to do in La Liga. In Serie A, we had a terrible month, we tightened up our range, and we clawed all that money back. So across the 3 months so far, we are up £49.88. And in the other category, which is mostly European football, but it might involve the odd Italian Cup, and I think the FA Cup starts just after the World Cup finishes, and the Copa del Rey or the Copa Español are not far away either. But for the most part, this is European football. As you can see, this is quite interesting. We're getting tighter and tighter in terms of our odds selection. We took a £9.11 hit. It was our only loss in August. September was fairly successful, 66.31. October wasn't as successful, but we still did profit by a unit and a half, 28.50. So across the 3 months, we are up 85.70. So if we scroll to the master one up the top here, in August, we did okay, and we turned a profit of £131. We tightened up our range a little bit in September. We had a poor month in Italy and only took 69.50. And then in October, we had an even worse month in La Liga, which did affect us, but we still managed to turn a profit of £29.53. So in total, we are up £230, or 11.5 units. I'm trying to be positive here. We're obviously a little bit under our target. But at the end of the day, we're still turning a profit in terms of this number that's highlighted financially. And we're also pulling a lot of equity out of the account where we are up 300% on our initial investment. So I can't really be too disappointed with that, in all honesty. The World Cup break will give us a nice chance to reassess and reevaluate. So the month of November will be quite short, and then obviously I'll be highlighting games for the World Cup. So we're probably not going to see a massive turn in profit or loss in total, but we'll just have to find out what happens. I think that does it for the monthly recap. I feel like this has been a lot more rambly than the previous month, September, but so if you did make it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below. My name's been Nerdy Lover, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.